Hey, hello everyone. Hope everyone is well today. I'm Paul Apollonia, eBay seller for what feels like forever, 20 plus years. Coming to you again with another What I Sold on eBay with some tips and tricks. Make this screen a little bigger so you can see my ugly mug, wear my eBay hat, my Bucky shirt. We're all set to go. All in red today for some reason. I don't know why. But I'm going to show you about 5 items I sold on eBay. Going to be a combination of stuff I got for free, stuff I got under consignment, and just stuff I've accumulated over the years, and what we sold. I also run the change the name, Southwest. Let's call it the Southwest Raleigh. I'm sorry, used to be called the Raleigh eBay Meetup Group. It's now Southwest Florida Meetup Group. We meet second Thursday of the month. At 3 p.m. It's a Zoom format right now, trying to get that to be more of an in-person thing, trying to rebuild that down here, and that link will be down below. You can get that through either Meetup or the eBay seller event site. Just Google um, Southwest Florida eBay meeting, and it should show up on either one of those. Also do a lot of training. I also have a parting out dishwasher course available if you guys would like that. Drastically discounted, 15% off, about 2.5 hours long. Videos broken up into 20-minute sections, going through what parts to take to sell, what parts not to take to sell, talk about shipping, just talk about everything part. Just really, really a good thorough course. What else? I can go to the rest of the stuff while we're moving along here. Don't forget, subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much. Got a whole bunch out there, 1,418, I think now. I just looked the other day. Thank you so much. Appreciate it over the years, you guys hanging in there. And if you subscribe, hover over that subscribe button. And I think it's changed now, but there should be an all or a bell icon. I used to say all, but I think it's a bell icon. And that will give you all the videos that I am producing, which is a lot of eBay videos, some Chromebook videos, and some do-it-yourself repair videos. Very simple do-it-yourself repair videos, nothing complicated. But all right, let's get this show on the road. Like I said, we're going to go through 5 items, throwing some tips and tricks, a little bit of what I've learned, and more stuff like that. And I think I even have an accurate, I got my spreadsheet over here on the other side. So when you see me looking over here, I'm looking at a spreadsheet. I can give you a more accurate of what I made on each item this time, I hope. Earnings are going to be all over the place with these items. I used to, we can shrink this down now, my ugly mug. You don't need to see it that bad. I used to sell anything and everything, no matter what I made on it. Like if I had this eBay pen and I could sell it for $3 with a couple bucks shipping, I would sell that. I'm trying to get away from doing that. Nothing wrong with doing that, but I just need to get into higher earnings of sales. Now, if I can get multiples of these pens, I would sell them, but not one-offs. And I do a lot of one-offs, meaning I one of a kind. Like for example, these Blu-rays. These were a consignment client that unfortunately I lost contact with. Nothing of my making. They unfortunately passed away. It was a hoarding situation. Went over there, looked at what was in the house. It was overwhelming for me. I was getting panic attacks. We talked about it. They gave me a bunch of stuff, a bunch of CDs. I'm still going through these boxes and boxes, bankers boxes of CDs. Sold a good bit of them, not for much. Again, I just said, I don't sell these things for $3, but $6 plus shipping. It's a volume thing, so it's all good there. But they gave me boxes of CDs, a couple of boxes of Blu-rays. These Blu-rays flew off the shelf like crazy. I just looked at other listings that were out there on eBay and just kind of copied what they were doing. Did a bulk lot, and these were selling very, very quickly. I would list them. and these would be sold within an hour. I probably was pricing them too low, but don't always assume you're pricing stuff too low. A lot of people have stuff like this in their searches, and when a new listing comes up, they get dinged and they go, "Oh, I'll get that now." So I sold these all over as far as price wise, from $21.99. Sold other lots for 50, $60. Blu-ray seem to sell really, really well. I guess because they're more current than the DVDs. And I've got tons of DVDs I got to sell too. So we all have, people call them death piles. I call them money piles, shelves, rooms, whatever. So I did pretty good on these. At least I think I did. Let me see what we made on those. I'm looking over here and hang on a second. I'm sorry. My thing got scrolled down quite a bit. Hang on. There it is. Slow here. Sorry about that. $20.62. I did use promoted listings. At the bottom of your listing, you'll see something. You'll see I don't think it's called promoted listings, but it's, just forgot what it's called, at 2%. I don't do any more than 2%. I know eBay recommends all these different percentages, 10, 20%. You do what you want. I think it's kind of crazy to put that much, give eBay that much more money. Promoted listings gives you more exposure on eBay. The jury's kind of out on promoted listings. A lot of big time sellers say they don't use it and they do very well. Other people say when they don't use it, they don't do well. When they use it, they do well. It's only 2%. These items are basically mine at this point. They passed on. I had no other contact with any other family members. A lot of times that happens when you're doing consignment. My split is a 50-50 split. On no matter what the price is. It used to be a tiered system, 50-50 up to the first 100. But I found myself working a lot harder to sell items that were over $100. We can talk about that. If obviously if it's $1,000 item, we can talk about the split. But like I said, a lot of times you will lose contact with people. Sometimes they just get tired of dealing with it and they say, "Hey," or your last conversation will be, "Keep everything. Don't worry about it. We made enough money. I'm good. Here, come get more stuff and just keep everything." That's wonderful. Sometimes you just lose contact with people. They just vanish. And you pass away, they just vanish and stop communicating with you. Something like that. I like consignment. A lot of people don't like consignment. I'm not getting into a consignment war. It's not for everybody. I like working with people. My view on items to sell on eBay or any platform is time. You're going to spend time either at the beginning of the item when you get it, garage selling, thrifting, whatever you're doing to get it, consignment, going to meet people in their houses, spending some time with them, going over attachment issues, stuff like that. Going thrift store, running around, garage selling Saturday mornings. So it's either the beginning, during the item, or at the end of the item. So, after your sale. So you're going to spend time no matter what. And there's all different ways to source items. No way is right, no way is wrong. Just like what I said about the $3 pen, whatever you want to do as far as sourcing items. Real quick, eBay's best practices with the title. I always use a condition description. I always, when I do condition, I always go one below what I think it is. These are in really, really good shape. There's really nothing wrong with them. But I said good. Uh, Returns are 30 days. That's the minimal return you can have. And I usually ship out economy shipping, which well, it used to be called economy. I don't know what it's called now. They change it all the time, but there's different options where you can, if you pick one of those options, then you can ship it any service, FedEx, post office, UPS. If you were to pick post office priority, well, yeah, USPS priority, you'd have to technically ship it out priority. When I ship it out economy, whatever they call it now, I can do any option, but I normally ship everything out post office ground advantage, which is insanely cheap and a great option for shipping stuff. Um, oh, I'm sorry, I forgot. I probably ship these out media mail because these are media. Um, they're movies. Media mail is very touchy. You make sure you review the rules of media mail. You can't, I don't think you can ship magazines because they're advertising. It's kind of weird. Just make sure you ship it. Do they open up the boxes? I don't know. I've never been caught. Not that I've shipped wrong things in media mail, but I use media mail a lot. Supposedly they're getting rid of media mail, so just keep an eye out on that. It was a couple dollars cheaper to ship it. Do I refund the person if it's below $8.99? No. I may start doing calculated shipping. Ugh, why I go? Because I'd have to box it up. I'd have to weigh it. I'd have to measure the box. Then I've got this box. Then I've got it packed, and it's taking up more room on the shelf, which I have a lot of room anyway on the shelf. And I don't have many things listed because I'm still trying to recover from this move. But then I have a box to deal with. The nice thing about that is when you sell it, it's already packed up and shipped. And if I want to make a little money on shipping, I can add a little weight to it if I wanted to. Like I said, sometimes I make money, sometimes I lose money on shipping. You do whatever you want to do there. Um, so let's move down here. Item specifics. I talk about this all the time. Very, very important. This is item specifics play a key role in when you're searching on eBay on the left-hand side, and also Google Shopping. eBay uploads all listings up to Google Shopping, I think, every day. Let me show you real quick. The photos, I forgot. It used to be, well, it used to be any background. It didn't matter way back in the day. Then they went to, it's got to be a white background. All pictures got to be on a white background. Google Shopping loves white background and eBay loves white background. They were kind of emulating Amazon. We won't talk about that. Then it went to your first picture needs to be white background. Now it's, we don't care what the background is, from what I understand. I just do a white background. I use a sheet. You can get those programs. I think Photo Room or Photo something. I forget. There's a ton of them out there. Some are free. I think Canva does it too, where you can take a picture and then white the background out. Me personally, I think a lot of times it looks fake. It makes the item look fake, but that's just me. I'm kind of weird. So, but all pictures are done on my phone. I find to sell similar on my phone. I take the pictures of the item and then upload the pictures on my phone to that item and then go to my Chromebook and finish the listing on my computer. I can do it on my phone. I'm just not a big fan. Getting older, tiny screens. Their phones are huge now compared to where they used to be. My description is pretty plain and simple. Basically, a copy and paste of what was in the condition description and a little note saying, please review photos and blah, 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 blah. When you're doing item specifics, I know I'm scattering all over the place. I'm sorry. Make sure you're only using stuff that pertains to your item. And let me make sure I don't have any of that before I say don't use an A, N/A, whatever. Just leave it blank if you don't know what it is. You can add your own specifics. I'm using global ship. It's not called global shipping anymore. I think it's called eBay International Shipping, which is great to use. If you ship it out internationally, it gets lost, stolen, broken. eBay will cover everything on both ends. And I think that's it for my tips here. So let's go to the next one. So we made $21, 21 and change on that. Like I said, items are going to be all over the place. I saw lots of weird things. This is a consignment item. I'm a ham radio operator, amateur radio operator, N3 GCA, not very active. I don't know why I need to say that, but I do. But I've joined a club down here. I'm in Inglewood, Florida, and a lot of older people, not that I'm older, um, are in the club and they're looking to clear out stuff. They want to declutter their houses. So their kids aren't getting involved in this. So I'm doing a lot of consignment for this gentleman. Um, Most of his stuff works. I have no idea if it works, but we have agreed to sell it. He really doesn't care what he gets for it. We've agreed to sell everything as parts or not working. Now, be careful with this category. I recommend you have a little bit more experience in eBay or on eBay when you're doing something, when you're selling something broken. Tips and tricks about doing this. Do not show it now. I'm gonna prove myself a liar here. Hang on. Oh no, I did. Okay, so I'm gonna say don't show it powered on. It is powered on. If you're gonna show it powered on, my gosh, make sure that you have it in your listing. And again, all these pictures of them on my phone. Make sure you have it in the listing. Now watch, it's not going to be in here. I always, oh, here we go. Okay, so up here in the condition description, it shows right here when the person looks at the item. Please read, capital letters, power is on. I have no way to test it. Okay, have I gotten screwed with that statement before? One time in all the years I've sold them. And I saw a lot of stuff not working. Old stereos. When I mean not working, I don't know if it actually performs the way it should be performing. So, but sold it, no problem. It probably works just fine, to be honest with you. But again, I stress it up there and I stress it down here. Um, not much item specifics because there's really not much in there to put because it's such an old item. Power's on. I have no way to test it. This is factory. Heathkit, if you don't know, way back in the day, way back like 70s before, were kits. Obviously, Heathkit. You would buy these things and you would build them. But they also had a part of their company where they built them in the factories. I don't know if people built them or whatever it did. Assembly line people built them. So there were two versions of Heathkit: personal consumer built and Heathkit built. And this was a Heathkit built one, which supposedly is better. I have no idea. But there weren't many of these out on eBay. There weren't many of these out anywhere. I Google searched this thing and everything. Now, did I take the panel off the back? No, I did not. But when you're selling something like this for parts, especially electronics, if you're going to power it on, make sure you state very clearly that it is powers on. We don't know if it works. I should have made a condition. I should have made a item specifics, one specific saying, please read, item powers on, don't know if it works. Like I said, my guess is it worked. Let's just look at these pictures real quick because I want to show you some stuff. All done on my phone, actually done on my yeah, I guess in my laundry room. You can see the washer covered in the sheet, kind of dirty. Here's all sides of the unit. Now, it looks like some rust here. That is rust. I did open the unit up and there was no water damage inside. But when you're going to sell any kind of electronics for parts not working, make sure you take all pictures of all sides of the item, front and back, close-ups, definitely the underneath. These people that collect this stuff, or excuse me, people that collect this stuff or want to repair this stuff to get it working, they won't know if there's any water damage. Now, gosh, there is some rust on these screws, but like I said, from the outside, you're thinking, oh, God, that thing was in a flood. I opened it up. There was no water damage at all inside. It didn't look like there was any water ever even entered the inside of it. Two people asked me about that. What I should have done was when I took the back cover off, it's taken a picture of the inside and listed it also with the picture of the inside. Back, again, you see the screws a little rusty. Um, and there it is powered on. There's a nice blurry picture of, I always take a picture of the model number and stuff like that. And that is it for that. So what did I make on this? It's a 50-50 split. So I made, well, I don't have that in my spreadsheet. That's another spreadsheet. So let's, I hate this new thing that eBay is doing. I don't know why it's doing that. Why is it not scrolling? Oh my gosh. I don't know. So I did, so it would be when I'm doing consignment, I don't, shipping is separate. We're only working with this number. When you're doing your own, shipping is included because I do, I'm sorry, I don't do free shipping when I do consignment because it messes up the matrix that I got set up in the spreadsheet. All depends if I do free. It's rare I ever do free shipping. So this is, I get my split before fees. So what's that, $98, whatever. So not a bad deal. It's sold within a couple weeks. This is another consignment client. Little tip for you guys and gals, if you're great way to get inventory is make friends with realtors and home organizers. Huge inventory opportunities. You can do this too. Well, you can to get the inventory one of two ways. You can go in and do consignment for the person that's moving, or when the organizer goes in, the person where they're straightening up their house, or you can go in and buy the whole lot of items. Whatever you want to do, I prefer to do consignment. I'm not talking about just going and making it rain business cards when you see a realtor or a home organizer. Um, See if you can hook up with the realty office. See if you can bring donuts in one day, even coffee. Spend some money. I know I'm cheap as cheap can be. Um, and have a meeting. Say, hey, this is what I do. I can help you out. Uh, because people go to realtors, really, no matter what your business is, you really should be. Um, People want to come to you to get information. When I was in Raleigh, people would come to me. Oh, I need to get my fence fixed. Well, I always had a name for them because I knew a lot of people up there. You want to get to know people. The realtors want to be the client's information source, and this is perfect for realtors and home organizers. So I got this under a home organizer, which I'm getting tons of business from. I had a great relationship. Then I moved, but it's fine. I love it down here. I got a whole box of these, probably 40 of these figurines. Had some nightmares with Hummel figurines or Precious Moments figurines, but I did make money off of the whole lot, but not a whole lot. I mean, no pun intended. Time factor was involved in that. Um, this one I had up for $139. I price things high sometimes, but I always have a best offer. And someone came in with a best offer of, hang on a second. This is Paul in the raw here today, trying to give you guys accurate numbers. I made 71.27 off of that, and someone came in with a grand offer of 86.99. They came at. Well, that includes shipping. Again, I had promoted listings, probably at 2%. Should I have went? Should I have counter offered? Probably, but I am treating inventory as the enemy anymore. If you come back, like for example, I just sold something today, another piece of equipment from the guy I just showed you, that meter, whatever it was, when I say don't do powered on, the last listing. Um, $48 or $39. Somebody came back with $20. He doesn't care what we make on it, and I took it. Um, should I countered offered? Probably, but it was for parts not working, and this thing was pretty beat up. So that's gone. It was a big item too. But I really don't counter offer anymore because I'm really treating inventory as the enemy. I don't want a whole lot of inventory. I'd love to get into more replenishables, which means like you buy like a case of something and sell them individually or in groups. But this was a good sale. I will take the money I made here. What did I say I made? 70. Gosh, I'm sorry, guys. 71.27 I made off of this. So these things do sell. They are long tail sales, which means you will have them in your eBay store, or you will have them in your eBay listing, or wherever you're listing them um, for a while. A couple months. Let's see. February 24th is when I listed this year. When did this silly thing sell? I think it sold last month. So what? Well, not really that long of a sale. 2 months, 3 months. Sometimes you'll have this stuff in there for a long, long time. But all this stuff was immaculate. I have probably about 10 of these left, different figurines. I think I'm just going to bulk lot them up and just get rid of all of them that way. Just get them out of here at a good deal. But these do sell. This was really, really rare. Like I said, I probably should have countered offered, but it's a little tiny thing. It went in a 4x4 box. I even insured it. I think shipping was. Did I insure this? I may not have insured it. It was $457, and I charged $699. Why I don't refund people? That's not much. That's $2. What? A dollar? Two? Yeah, two something a box. A little bit of packing material, tape, my time. I personally take the stuff to the post office, or I wait for the mail guy to make the roundabout here at my house, and I run it out to him. time, your time to ship stuff. That's why I really try not to refund people. 2 more items. I know I'm taking up a lot of time here. This was on a previous video of a trash to cash or trash to eBay sell, not a high dollar selling item here. I found this. I go every Tuesday. We have trash here, and down here, looking at what yep, down here you can throw anything you want in the trash within reason. No motor oil and stuff like that, but people throw all kinds of things out. So I make my rounds on Monday nights. I run around my van in my development, see what's out there, and I run around Tuesday morning early before trash and pick up things. A lot of vacuum cleaners. I sold just, there's a lot of stuff out there. I take it out, I part it out, and I just put it back in my trash can, which is great. So this one was not a high dollar sale, but it did sell. This was out there for a while. February 11th, it sold, I think, what is it, May now? It sold at the end of the month, I think, of April. So it did sit out there for a while. I did not make a lot of money on this. It was $14.99 to ship. Let's see what shipping cost me. Oh, only $11.90. It went post office ground advantage. 3 pounds, 13 by 8 by 8 box. I made $15.73 on this. People say, "What? That's to me, that's good money." I mean, that's fine. It was a sale. It was sitting there. It was kind of funny. I walked past it a lot, and I went, we have to just throw that away. You kind of touch it, and then it sells once you touch it. So that's what happened there. One more item, I promise. I know I've been long-winded here, but trying to give you guys a lot of tips and tricks. This sewing machine I have not a trash to cash, but I think I did a video on selling these sewing machine parts. I'm on the prowl for these sewing machines. The legs go for big bucks. They're interesting to ship. You don't ship the leg unit all one. You disassemble it. And I've got a video out there on the Singer sewing machine on what I did with the legs. There is money in this stuff. It's another long tail sale. I still have parts out there from probably March, probably February that are still sitting out in eBay land waiting to be sold. I'm going to lower the price on them. I want to get rid of them. They're taking up space. This one I made. Didn't show you the nozzle. It's okay. Listed it. Oh, I sold it pretty quick. I listed it on the 12th of March, and I sold on the 23rd of March. And it cost me $14.09 to ship it out. So see, I was over the shipping. Back in the day, I used to contact the buyer going, "I'm a little over on shipping. Can you send me a little money?" Don't do that. God, the things we do when we're just starting out. Sometimes people would send me money. Most of the time they wouldn't. I was a little over. Should I have done calculated shipping? Yes. But like what is it? Ebbs and flows or whatever with the making money, losing money. Again, that went post office ground. Advantage, $14.09 to ship it. I made a total of $36.32. Again, I'm pretty sure I did promoter listings at 2% for this. Guess what? That is it. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and it was informative. I know it's probably very, very long. Sorry about that again. Guys and gals, have a wonderful day.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Steve with Rake and Profit. I'm here with Paul, and I just want to shoot a quick testimonial for him because he's been one of my good friends for over, 4 or 5 years now?
Yeah.
And if you're looking to learn about selling on eBay and you want to start a side hustle, or you just want to make some money flipping stuff on eBay, you're in great hands. Paul's been doing this for a long time. He's helped a ton of people, and I put my full faith and trust in him. So, Paul, I appreciate you.
You bet. Thank you so much.
You got it.